Hi, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Show right here on GoHofstra.com. Mark Person joined, as always, by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride volleyball team, Kristina Hernandez. Coach, thanks so much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
How would you sum up this season for the Pride? You fall to the College of Charleston's second round of the conference tournament.
Obviously, some maybe not a little bit disappointing there towards the end. We didn't get the result we wanted. I mean, everybody's working for that trophy at the end of the day. But you got to take away some good things and some positives from this, and that we did get to the semis. We had a great quarterfinal match. It was really strong. We've got a really solid group coming back next year, and I think that has to be the positive and the highlight coming back is you have the same personnel coming back and the same important personnel, and you've got really young players like Hannah Clem and Sophia Black and Karina and Kate who are going to develop and grow a lot over the spring and really mature and will be much stronger coming into next year. So we had some really great highlights at the beginning of the season, and we had some great matches in conference. We kind of dipped down a little bit, and it took us a while to get out of it, but I was happy when we got to the tournament that we were able to play such a strong match in that first round and really kind of just put our foot down and say, all right, here we are, we're back. And unfortunately, we just couldn't carry that momentum into the semis. But I think we have some good things that we can take away from this and learn and really build for next season.
Kelsey Wills made a run for Conference Player of the Year, especially with her kill total. She still winds up on the first team at the end of the season. Talk about her season and what you hope to see in the future.
Kels had a phenomenal season, and when people always ask me how she was going to do this year. I knew that she would have a better year than she had last year, but I maybe didn't understand the context that she would have. I mean, her numbers were, outstanding and kind of outrageous at some points, and then, we're wondering, like, how is this kid doing this? And she had such a phenomenal season, and you wish that those things would have ended a little bit better because a player like that is having such a kind of remarkable season. But she did a fantastic job, and she got hurt a little bit towards the end, and it kind of slowed her down. But I think, I know that she is just going to push and work harder to get even better. And whatever we saw from her this year whatever she does next year will be better, because that's kind of the person that she is, and she's always pushing and working and never really satisfied. So I'm excited to see what she does in her last year, because it's her last year, and she's kind of got nothing to lose here now. So I think we're going to see a lot more from her next year, which is going to be really exciting.
Sophia Black will also return her first year in a Pride uniform, honored on the conference all-rookie team. Talk about what you saw from her.
Sophia had her dips too, and a typical freshman. She started off really strong for us. We were really, really happy with what she did during preseason. She had a great preseason camp. She kind of took a little bit of a dip in the middle, maybe confidence-wise, kind of just dealing with that new role that she was doing. And she got herself out of it and sat some amazing games. At Delaware, she had like 37 digs. I mean, that's, ridiculous. And, I think getting her on the all-rookie team was a really great accolade for her, and really gave her a lot of validation that, she's on the right track, and she did some really great things this year. And she's a really mature kid and really responsible, and she wants to do things the right way. And she's going to grow into an amazing player, and she's, again, you've got that core there and a really young player who's in a very good position, and we're going to see great things from her as well next year.
Caitlin Krause, Hannah Clem as well, their first seasons with the Pride, new to the program. What did you see from those two at the setter position?
A lot of things, and they both surprised me at different moments during the year. Kate is, she's got a lot of great qualities. She's a tough server. Her defense improved throughout the year. She can swing for us in the front row, and she had her tournament play was really strong and really great, and she has the ability to kind of change the dynamic of a game with the type of energy that she has. So we're working to build that more as far as she's concerned in that, because we want more of it, because it's such an infectious thing and it's a good thing. And Hannah Clem, towards the end, you could really kind of just see her breaking out of her shell a little bit, and she's got, amazing hands, and they're really fast, and she makes really great decisions. So I think it's just working both of them and just kind of getting a little bit more comfortable. But they both did such a phenomenal job, and they're both really young, and we've got that dynamic coming back, that they'll be together for the next 3 years. So that's exciting as well, because that, those hitter-setter relationships will develop more over the course of the next year while we're training, and hopefully those will click and kind of work themselves out as we get to that point.
Talk about energy. Nuria Lopez da Silva brought a spark in the middle for Hofstra this season, and on the right side. What did she bring to the team this year, and what is she going to bring back?
She's obviously the quickest, most athletic kid that we have on there. The games that she had at the tournament were just, and I know nobody was actually there to see them live, but you're watching this thing happen, you're like, oh my gosh, where did this kid come from? But she's had that in her, and I think, she missed a lot of preseason because she kind of had a little tweak, and she missed a significant time of training with us. And so I think the rest of the year was either great, bad, kind of really inconsistent. It took her a while. And those matches she had there at the end were just, she's going to be able to do that for us every game next year. And I think that that's the great thing that we see out of her, because she was just unstoppable. Just really, hitting balls like inside the 3-meter line, and you're like, oh, all right, well, that's great. We still got this kid out for a year. And she's really fiery and energetic, and she's excited about what she can do next year now that she has the time to actually be here and train with us in the spring and spend some time here over the summer. So again, I think she's just going to be one of those players that is just going to do more and be better than what she was last year. And again, it's a great highlight, and hopefully a nice little glimpse of what we'll get from her next year.
Take some time to reflect on the seniors who won't be back with Hofstra next season.
Katie, I was just talking to her right now, actually. She's been with me for 4 years now, and she was with us in a time when we were struggling as a program, and she's really seen things evolve over the past 4 years, and just kind of to see where we've gone over the past 4 years when we only had 10 wins, and then, we kind of got that group of like Kat and Erica in, and then we won the championship. So she's been on a roller coaster of, kind of great, good, not so good. And she's such a great person, and she's been really great. And I know that she hasn't had maybe the career that she wanted, but she's always been a team player, and she's always worked really hard and worked to get better, and she really helps the young ones. And I think she's a really great role model, both for the team and academically, because she was able to maintain a really high GPA. So she's a great kid, and I think that she's really learned a lot here, and sad to see her go. Yo and Sarah were both here for us for 2 years. They were both transfers. Yo is probably the biggest turnaround I've seen, just because she didn't really have a significant role for us last year. And I've really seen her grow as a person and become stronger and mentally tough. And she had some great games for us, and really did a great job on the right side for us. So I'm happy that she developed into a much tougher, stronger person, and we definitely needed her this year at really important moments. Sarah is, she's that bubble of energy, and she got hurt for a little bit of time this year, and I think it backtracked a little, kind of set her back a little bit. But she was able to come back towards the end, and she played really tough in the tournament for us, and I was talking to her about that, and those are the kind of things that you have to look at. Maybe not the rough patch that you had into that season, but the fact that you were able to keep going and working and then come back really says a lot about her and who she is. And it's a small senior class, which is good, but they've definitely grown and helped us grow as a program.
And finally, Coach, it seemed like the message after last season from the players was that they learned that Hofstra was in a state where they had the talent to compete with teams in the conference and get to the NCAA tournament. What's the message after this season? What did you learn after this season? You go back to the CAA tournament and advance to the second round.
Every year is different, and every team is different, and regardless of whether you have the same talent coming back or you get more talent, you still have to put a lot of the work in, and I think that that's a lesson that our team has to learn, and dealing with success, it's a good thing and a bad thing, and when you deal with success, you've got to understand that you've got to keep doing a lot of hard work to get there. And I think that that's something that we learned as a group, as them together, is that we got to this great place last year, and we've got to keep kind of doing what's next, and how much more can we do, and we need to keep pushing. We need to keep pushing those limits, because This conference is tough, and you don't know who's going to be great next year. And somebody that was great might fall a little bit and might falter, and dynamics can change so much. So it's every year is the same, and we've got our team meeting on Thursday to get ready for our new season, and it starts now, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to start preparing now, so that when we're in the fall and we're ready to go, we've spent a significant amount of time preparing, and then that's going to be the important thing for us as we get ready for next year, is that preparation before we get to fall.
All right, head coach Kristina Hernandez, thanks for joining us each and every week this season here on the W. Mason Coaches Show.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, Hofstra fans, for tuning in every week. We'll see you next fall.